Stephen Cumbey. He's the father of an Oxford student who made it out of the building uninjured on that day. Stephen, thank you so much for joining us. I do want to say that everyone here at Court TV thanks you for being with us and sends condolences for all that has happened out there. It's something that should not be happening, but unfortunately does. Again, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Just to correct you really quick, the last name is Cumbey. There's no R in there, no L. I don't want to be confused with the family that's involved with the shooting at all.
Thank you so much for saying that. So it's Cumbey, no R. Appreciate that.
That's
and sorry about that. That was my mistake.
That's okay.
All right. Let me ask you, first of all, if you're comfortable sharing with us how your son and your entire family is doing after such a terrible incident.
Well, I had two sons in the school that day, and they're shaken, but they're healing. Sometimes I think the worst is yet to come. We have a funeral to attend tomorrow of a very close friend of my oldest son, and I'm not sure how that's going to go. My sons are strong. They're resilient. So I hope for the best, and I think it'll go okay. But it's just unfathomable that we're even at this point right now, that this is something we're even going through. I don't know what else to say.
Gotcha. Clearly, this is something that affects the entire community. How is the community coming together to deal with this?
The community has actually been wonderful. Yeah, we're all on edge, grant you. Nobody saw this coming. Well, I should say most of us didn't see this coming. I can't say that there weren't some signs that might have been missed. But the community overall has been fantastic. My neighbors have reached out to me. The people in the street, you know, we see each other, and we just, you know, words don't need to be spoken. We just look at each other and we know we're all hurting. We're all stunned by this, and we all just want to heal and put our town back together, make it what it was before. And it's not an easy task, but I think if any place can do it, Oxford can.
All right. Well, that sounds great. You know, can you, if you can, take me back to the day when you found out that this was going on at the school? I can't imagine the horror. I'm a parent, and any parent knows the horror that you must have felt finding out that something like this was going on at the school. Take me back to that time and what you were thinking and what happened in the moments thereafter.
I was terrified. I was at work. It was just a normal day at work. I got a text message from my son just after 1 o'clock, and it said there's the shooting, and I'm okay. I'm in my classroom. Told me what class he was in, but he was concerned he couldn't reach his brother. That original text was from my middle son, my freshman, and his brother's a junior, and we didn't hear from Xander at first, and we were, I left work. I just dropped everything, jumped in, and started heading north towards Oxford. I was down in Detroit when it happened. Fortunately, a few minutes later, I did get a message from Xander saying he was okay. But I was still terrified at that point. It was an active situation at that point. The kids were still, you know, barricaded in their classrooms, and I just got up there as quick as I could, and I've said it before, but you know, I got to take my kids home that day. I'm not sitting here saying that I am suffering like some of the other parents are. The ones that didn't get to take their kids home that day, the ones that didn't get to take their kids home at all. There's 4 families right now that are devastated just a few short weeks before Christmas, and I can't begin to imagine what they're going through. I was terrified and heartbroken in my situation. I can only hope that they're able to move forward somehow some way. I don't know how, but it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's unimaginably heartbreaking. And, now we found out that Karen McDonald, the district attorney there, has decided to charge the parents with involuntary manslaughter, 4 counts each. I want to get your thoughts about that decision.
I'm absolutely behind that. I think there was some gross negligence there. Um, Obviously, they missed some signs, which, okay, I can forgive that. Uh, no parents are perfect, and kids oftentimes do things behind their backs that you'll never know. But these parents were facilitating this. And even when they sat there in that office that day, in the school office, the day of the shootings, before they happened, and were told about all the things that were going on, they didn't want to remove their kid from school. They didn't want to get immediate help. They didn't mention one thing about the kid having access to a weapon. And I don't care if the father says he did or he put the gun in a bedroom drawer. That's not securing a weapon. Any responsible gun owner knows you secure your weapon in one place, you lock it up, and you keep your ammunition separate in another place. And I know all this, not even being a gun owner. I don't own a weapon. I never have. This is common sense things that you've heard, and they have to have known this because they were gun owners. They were gun enthusiasts. How they can sleep with themselves, I don't know. I don't know how they can even look themselves in the mirror at this point.
Yeah.
I understand protecting your child. I don't understand that's not protecting your child. That's just protecting themselves.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting. There was some reporting that there were some students who were aware that something was in the offing, that there might be something happening. As a matter of fact, a couple of students had interviewed, said that they stayed home that day because on social media, things have been getting around. Did your sons have any inkling at all that something might be going on?
Not directly, no. They've stated quite a few times that they didn't really have any kind of real idea that something was going to go down. I mean, there had been rumors swirling for the last couple of weeks before then, but it's been stated over and over that the kid that actually did the shooting had nothing to do with the rumors and incidents that had happened in the weeks prior. I don't know. I guess the sheriff's department can disclose all that information as they see fit, and they can make their own determination about that. I'm not a big believer in coincidence. So if the kid didn't have anything to do with the things prior, the shooting threats leading up to that, and some of the other incidents, the graffiti and vandalism around the school, I can't think but they must have inspired him somehow. But as far as what was going around on social media in the weeks leading up, some parents in some of the local chat groups had been expressing concerns about shooting threats. The school had been stating emphatically that they had been investigating everything, and everything was found to be pranks or hoaxes or not a threat. And that's what my kids heard. They heard those rumors of rumors, but they believed if there was really a problem, the school would be saying something directly. The school would be handling it directly. And that's not anything that happened, obviously.
Well, that leads me to my next question. Do you have any sense that the school bears some responsibility in what happened?
I'm willing to hear all of the facts before I make that decision, but I tell you just my gut instinct right now, absolutely. Listen, I love Oxford schools. They've been a great school system, great educational system, fantastic teachers, staff, the students for the overall part. I was saying to my son the other day, he plays football. He's both my sons play, all three of my sons play football. But the varsity student, I was saying to him, when we go to away games, our parents and families fill the stands of the visitor section of those away games, whereas when other teams come to Oxford, there's just a scattering of people. I said, that's the kind of school that we have. That's the kind of community that we have. And I don't have a problem with the school. I don't have a problem thinking that my kids should go back to that school. Now, whether they have a problem with it, I don't know. And that time will have to tell. I don't know if I could walk into those, if I were them, if I could walk into those same hallways and look at it and be able to function. I would have to think at this point the school would almost have to do some kind of major remodeling, at least to that section of the school where the shootings actually occurred, just so that students are able to walk back in there and not be immediately reminded of the tragedy that happened.
Do they have any plan now for heading back to school? Are they going to go online for a while? Any sense at all about when normalcy, at least some sense of it, can be resumed?
I would love to hear something, but at this point, I think the superintendent released a YouTube video the other day and kind of gave his thoughts and outline of a plan, I guess, but there's no real timetable right now because they have to go into the school. They have to, he said it looks like a war zone in there. All the classrooms were barricaded, obviously. All the kids left their belongings behind, their backpacks, their laptops, everything. My kids can't even really function as far as online goes right now because everything they would be working with is in the school still. Mm-hmm. They said they're going to be working on getting those belongings back to the students at some point as soon as they can get in there and organize it. Then they'll start working with cleaning up the school and doing what they have to do to make it accessible again. Whether that happens this school year or not, anybody's guess, I guess, at this point. I would certainly hope so. But like I said, I don't really know how the students might walk through those doors at this point.
Yeah, fair enough. That's an excellent point. I have one last question for you, Stephen. Mm-hmm. I understand that there is a memorial plan tomorrow for Tate Meyer. I think he was a football player as well. Tell me a little bit about that.
I know there's a funeral tomorrow. I've taken the day off work to attend it with my son. Tate was a pretty good friend of my son's. They been friends since 6th grade, played football together. Tate often gave him rides home from school. I mean, some other friends have too, but Tate was always willing to help out whenever somebody needed a hand. And a few times that meant giving Xander a ride home from school or whatever. I never really met Tate personally. I've seen him play several times. I've seen him in passing. I've recognized his car. But my son knew him well and was devastated by this, devastated by this.
I'm sure everyone
But
is
as far as tomorrow goes, I don't want to speak out of turn. I don't have the information in front of me. I know there's a viewing tonight and a visitation, and I know there's a viewing and visitation tomorrow morning, or late tomorrow morning, early afternoon, and then the funeral. Beyond that, I don't know.
All right,
I'm just there for my kids tomorrow.
I got you. I understand he was a hero as well, so we wish you best. Thank you so much, Stephen Cumbey, for coming on the show. Truly appreciate it. I wish you all the best to you, your family, and the entire community.
Thank you so much, sir.
Right.
Thank you for the time. Thank you for the spotlight on the town that needs it right now.
Absolutely. Our pleasure for sure. All right, you have a good night.